Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Team Jesus Outdoors. Hey, I'm pretty excited today to be fishing for the first time on a lake that I've wanted to fish for a long time. I'm down in the Irish Hills area in Hillsdale County, Michigan. This is my first time on a new body of water and I'm pretty excited about it. We'll see if we can't find some. Well, that fish was tiny, but sometimes a tiny fish is a good thing. Sometimes that first bite tells you something. And what that first bite tells me is that I made the right move. Going from 6.5 feet to 8.5 feet got me out close to the weed line. And that's the first nibble I've had today. So while that's a tiny fish, it tells me we're heading in the right direction. So I'm going to give this hole another few minutes. If I don't get another fish out of this hole, then I punch out a little bit further until I get right on the weed line. Just yonder.
Okay.
I got one little teeny perch out of there. Got that little guy tangled in the transducer line, but we got him. You learn a little something when you catch your first fish, but when you catch your second fish, particularly if you're doing the same thing, now you're really onto something. And the pattern that I see that's going on here, these fish are hugging so tight to the bottom. There's just a little bit of grass down there on the bottom. I mean, just an inch or two of grass. And these fish are so belly to the bottom that you don't even see the fish on the graph until you get your jig down there in the grass and get them to follow your jig up off the bottom. Good news is the fish are getting bigger and they're still doing the same thing. Got another 30 minutes of daylight probably, so we're going to keep at it. We got a teeny little 3 mil tungsten jig with a waxy. I got some little ones trying to eat it. I got a few little fish that are coming up off the bottom trying to eat my jig. but they're just not committing. I'm losing daylight fast. Still haven't found the size of fish I want, so we make 1 or 2 more holes. Ice is making some real fun noises. That's always fun at night. But hey, I just punched these 2 new holes. I'm out now in about 11, a little over 11 foot of water, 11 and a half foot of water. I still haven't found a really good weed edge. And that was really my plan, what I did is I picked the spot on shore and I drilled every hole I drilled about 15 holes. And I drilled every hole going a little bit further and further away from that spot on shore. And I got deeper and I got deeper and I got deeper. If I had 1 more hour, I would start drilling holes perpendicular to these holes that I've drilled, because I don't know anything about this lake. There's no mapping. I can't find any mapping for this lake. So if I had a little bit more time, I would start drilling holes perpendicular to the holes that I already have, continuing to search for that weed line. Either that, or I've got an island about 200 yards over here to my right. The other option is I would start from right here. I would start heading in the direction of that island. But again, I had an hour and a half out here tonight. My mission was to try to locate something that held some fish and try to catch a couple. We've done that. I just don't have the size or really the species I was looking for. But we're going to give it about 15 more minutes and see if I can get 1 or 2 more to go. I don't think I've got time to punch any more holes. Friends, I hope you've already smashed that like button. I hope you're already subscribed. But if you aren't, please do that. Please hit that like. Please subscribe. Hey friends, also make sure to go over and check out our other channel, TJO Men's Ministry. We do our best to put some quality biblical teaching over there. My buddy Mike just posted an excellent message that I think you guys would really enjoy. So make sure to go over there and check out TJO Men's Ministry. See if we can get a couple more. Hey friends, one of my favorite things about ice fishing, I love going to a new lake. I love going to a new lake, doing a little bit of research, applying what I know about ice fishing, and trying to find structure and trying to find fish on a new body of water. I absolutely love that. When you go to a brand new body of water and you do find a couple of fish, it is just so rewarding. Friends, one of my favorite passages in the Old Testament is Jeremiah 29:13, where the Lord promises, "Seek me and you will find me when you seek me with all of your heart." Friends, that is what makes catching our fish so rewarding, is that we've invested so much energy into finding and catching these fish that when we do, it is very, very rewarding. But friends, that is not a drop in the bucket to you seeking and finding the Lord God. When you seek and you find the Lord God because you've searched with all your heart for Him, it is the most incredibly rewarding thing to have a personal relationship with the Creator of the universe. That one got my bait. Friends, one thing you've probably noticed from this short video today, if there's one thing that I can't emphasize enough, without the right gear, I don't catch any fish today. Without a power auger, I didn't have time to drill 15 holes. Without my sonar, I don't even see those fish that come off the bottom to eat my bait. I had to really coax the fish into biting today. And without the sonar, I don't see those fish sliding up off the bottom looking at my bait. So if I'm out today without a power auger and without electronics, I don't catch a single fish, guaranteed. There we go. That's the species I'm after. And you want to talk about finicky fish. I had to work that fish for about 5 minutes. I brought my bait just up off the bottom a teeny bit, watched him follow it up off the bottom. Once he showed himself, I knew he was there, I knew he was interested. Then I just kept playing with him until I got him to bite. Like I said a little bit ago, without my sonar, I don't catch a single fish today. Got him. On the drop. Got his buddy. It's just about the witching hour now, and these guys are getting kind of aggressive. That's gill number 2. He left my bait on there, so I might as well drop it again. I think there's a couple more. Well, that's not what we're after. Maybe I got all the gills out of there. Well, I hate to leave fish biting, but I want to get this stuff loaded in the truck before it's pitch black. I got an hour drive home, and I'm supposed to be leaving early from the morning for St. Clair. Hey, but friends, all I was really trying to demonstrate in this short video, when I read the posts on the Facebook ice fishing groups, I always read a post from the guys that want somebody to tell them right where to go, show them right where to fish. Sometimes I think that that's guys that are just too lazy to go find their own fish. And sometimes I think it's guys that don't know how to find their own fish. But either way, half of the fun of this game is finding your own fish. If you don't enjoy that part, I don't understand how you're wired. Because to me, that's one of the most exciting parts of what we do, is getting out there and finding those fish, coaxing them into biting, putting a few fish on the ice. That to me is a lot of fun. So really the whole goal of this video is to just show you guys one guy's method of locating fish. Like I talked about in the last video, normally I would take a lake map and I would do a bunch of research before I got to the lake to know where the likely structures were, to know where the likely cover is. But on this lake, without access to a lake map, I don't have that luxury. And because I've never fished it, I really don't know anything about the structure on it or the cover on it. I just assume the type of lake it is. I think it's safe to assume. I know there's some grass in here. So again, I just picked the spot on the shoreline and I just walked straight out. I punched my first hole about 150 yards out. Found that it was 5.5 foot deep. So I checked that out for a moment. Then I kept going. Started punching holes about every 20 yards. When I got to about that 6.5 to 8 foot range, I started noticing some real short grass on the bottom of the lake, and that gave me a little bit of encouragement to keep looking. Got my first fish to bite in about 7 feet of water in that little short grass, and I mean he was hanging right on the grass. I mean he was literally belly on the bottom. So that told me that I wouldn't be able to just stop and check holes to locate fish. I would actually have to stop and fish each hole. So I put about 3 to 5 minutes on each hole, watching that 2D sonar just to see, are there fish coming up off the bottom to look at my bait? If not, I move on. So I didn't get any of the great big gills like I was hoping for, but I did find some perch and I did find some gills. And friends, that's how I go about finding fish on a new lake. You guys may do it differently, but I encourage you not to cheat yourself Don't cheat yourself out of the satisfaction of finding your own fish. Guys, thanks for watching another episode of Team Jesus Outdoors. God bless, tight lines. We'll see you guys on the water.